He was the greatest Irishman who defeated India and Napoleon. He helped bring down Indian rulers like Tipu Sultan and the biggest Indian power of that time, the Marathas. He crushed Napoleon at Waterloo, and he ended up ruling Britain as Prime Minister. This is the story of Arthur Wellesley, the Duke of Wellington, one of the most successful generals in British history, told in just 5 minutes. Arthur Wellesley was born on the 1st of May 1769 in Dublin, Ireland, into an Anglo-Irish aristocratic family. He wasn't a star student. In fact, nothing in his early life screamed future legend. Like many younger sons in noble families, he was pushed into the British Army. There, he slowly built his career, learning how to organize troops, use terrain, and keep his cool under pressure. Wellesley's real rise began in India. In the late 1790s, he arrived in a subcontinent where the British East India Company was turning from traders into rulers. First, he fought against Tipu Sultan of Mysore in the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. In 1799, Tipu's capital, Seringapatam, was attacked. Tipu was killed, and Wellesley later served as governor of Mysore, restoring order and tightening British control. Next came the Marathas. During the Second Anglo-Maratha War, Wellesley led British and Allied Indian forces against powerful Maratha armies. At the Battle of Assaye in 1803, heavily outnumbered, he still managed to win a brutal, hard-fought victory. He later called Assaye his greatest battle. These Indian campaigns expanded British power, weakened strong Indian states, and turned Wellesley into a rising military star. After India, Wellesley returned to Europe, straight into the chaos of the Napoleonic Wars. Napoleon Bonaparte dominated much of Europe. Few generals could stand up to him. Wellesley was sent to Portugal and Spain in the Peninsular War. There, he used strong defensive positions, coordinated British and Portuguese troops, and slowly pushed French forces back. His reputation grew as one of the rare commanders who could consistently beat Napoleon's marshals. The climax came in 1815 at the Battle of Waterloo in present-day Belgium. Napoleon had returned to power. Wellesley, now the Duke of Wellington, commanded a mixed army of British, Dutch, Belgian, and German soldiers, while Prussian forces marched to support him. At Waterloo, Wellington chose his ground carefully, hiding his troops behind ridges. All day, the French attacked with infantry, cavalry, and artillery. Wellington's lines held. When the Prussians finally arrived and hit the French flank, Napoleon's army collapsed. Waterloo ended Napoleon's rule and turned Wellesley into a legend. After defeating Napoleon, Wellesley stepped into politics. He became Prime Minister of Britain twice, first from 1828 to 1830, and briefly again in 1834. Politically, he was conservative. He valued order, tradition, and a strong monarchy. Yet under his government, the Catholic Relief Act of 1829 was passed, granting more rights to Roman Catholics in Britain and Ireland, a major step in a very divided society. At the same time, he opposed some democratic reforms. Crowds protested and even smashed the windows of his London home. His tough, sometimes inflexible attitude earned him a famous nickname, the Iron Duke. Arthur Wellesley died on the 14th of September 1852 at Walmer Castle in England, aged 83. He received a state funeral and was buried in St. Paul's Cathedral in London, alongside Britain's greatest national heroes. His legacy is complex. In India, he helped build British imperial power. In Europe, he was the general who finally defeated Napoleon. In Britain, he became a symbol of the old aristocratic order, disciplined, conservative, and unshakable. Statues, streets, and stations still carry his name. Whether praised as a genius or criticized as a face of empire, Arthur Wellesley, the Duke of Wellington, remains one of the most influential figures of the 19th century. If you enjoyed this 5-minute history, like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which figure should we cover next? Napoleon, Tipu Sultan, or someone else?